Ever wondered how recent GDP growth affects you as an investor? Well, let's dive into this fascinating economic pool. GDP, or gross domestic product, is like the heartbeat of an economy. When it's healthy and growing, it's a sign that the economy is in good shape. Businesses are humming, consumers are spending, and as the saying goes, a rising tide lifts all boats. Now imagine those boats as businesses. When GDP growth is strong, businesses are likely to see increased profits. And what do increased profits often lead to? You guessed it, higher stock prices. This is why investors often have their eyes glued to GDP reports. But the kicker: while GDP growth can indeed lead to a bull run in the stock market, it's not a guaranteed golden ticket. Other factors like interest rates, inflation, and international trade can also play pivotal roles. As an investor, GDP growth can be music to your ears, but it's not a solo act. There's more to this economic concert. You might wonder who conducts this economic orchestra. Well, that's the Federal Reserve for you. This mighty institution is like the maestro, directing the tempo of our economy with a deft hand. Their role? It's to manage inflation and steer the course of the economy's growth. Think of it this way: just as a conductor uses their baton to control the pace and rhythm of the music, the Federal Reserve uses policy tools like interest rates and monetary supply to balance economic growth and inflation. When the economy is sluggish, the Fed might lower interest rates, encouraging businesses and consumers to borrow and spend more. This can stimulate economic activity, and voila, the GDP starts to dance to a faster beat. On the flip side, if the economy is overheating and inflation is rising, the Fed might raise interest rates. This can slow down spending and cool off the economy, ensuring the GDP doesn't spin out of control and crash into the percussion section. The decisions made by the Federal Reserve can have a significant impact on the investment climate. Lower interest rates can make stocks more attractive, while higher rates can make bonds and savings accounts more appealing. So, when the Fed is on the podium, investors should be all ears. Now, how does this symphony between GDP growth and investments play out for you? Imagine each dollar you invest as a musician in this grand orchestra of the economy. When GDP growth is on the rise, it's like the conductor sets a lively tempo. Businesses thrive, unemployment rates drop, and consumer confidence sings a joyful melody. Your investments, in turn, have the potential to perform a triumphant solo, yielding higher returns. But like any symphony, there's potential for discord. High GDP growth can sometimes lead to inflation, turning the music somewhat sour. Suddenly, your investments might not dance to the same tune. However, these risks shouldn't deter you from participating in the concert. The key is to diversify your portfolio, akin to having a variety of instruments in an orchestra. This way, even if one instrument falters, others can continue to play, keeping the melody intact. So, whether you're a seasoned investor or just tuning your first investment violin, understanding the rhythm of GDP growth can lead to a harmonious investment strategy. Indeed, GDP growth can set the rhythm for your investment success. So, what's the final note in this economic concert? Well, let's have a quick recap. We've seen how gross domestic product growth is a powerful indicator of the economy's health. When GDP is on the upswing, it's like a sweet melody for investors, signaling a strong economy and potentially high returns on investments. We also touched on the maestro of our economic orchestra, the Federal Reserve. It plays a critical role in maintaining economic harmony, using its policy tools to keep inflation, interest rates, and growth in check. For investors, understanding the Fed's moves is like reading sheet music. It can help predict economic trends and make informed decisions. In the grand symphony of GDP growth and investments, it's all about harmony. A booming GDP often equates to a bullish market, promising lucrative opportunities for investors. However, it's essential to keep an ear out for the Fed's cues and understand how its policies might impact your investment strategy. Remember, a wise investor doesn't just follow the music, they understand the symphony.